What's up, everybody? Cole Sands Fishing here. This is the fishing report for Monday, August 1st, 2022. Let's get into this week's report. So this week's report is brought to you by PDS Equipment, one of my awesome sponsors. They do some really awesome printing. Y'all look them up on Facebook, give them a like and a follow. I'm sure they'll appreciate it, and so will I. But let's get into this week's report. So this past week guiding, it was the last week in July. I had 6 guide trips. And man, you talk about an awesome week of guiding. We caught anywhere between 26 fish and 44 fish, I believe it was, every day last week. And even had a trip this morning. We had a great trip. I think we caught 37. Been catching several good fish as well. Last week we had a fish 5 pounds or bigger every day. I had a young man catch his PB with a 6¼ pounder, which is an awesome fish, especially for this time of year. And then today we had a great trip. We had probably a 4 pounder was about the biggest, but we caught, like I said, 37 fish and had an absolute blast. But so yes, it sounds like the fishing's been great, and it has been, but let me tell you, if you're in the wrong area, and if you're you can even be at the right area right now, but at the wrong time, you'd think that the place is fishing really tough. Definitely been a bite window in the morning from like daylight till about 9 o'clock. There's definitely a bite window there. From 9 to about 12 has been kind of a little slow, honestly. Definitely a lull going on. But from then on, it really picks up, and the afternoon bite's been phenomenal. But if you're not around them, if you're fishing too fast, there's several variables. You would think the bite is actually really tough. But if you slow down, get in some areas where you're confident there's fish, kind of rotate through a variety of baits, you can still catch them right now. So let's talk about what's been working. The grass deal has been my #1 deal. Still hitting a couple ledges, mixing them in throughout the day here and there. The fish are definitely starting to leave the ledges a little bit, but some of my sneakier ledges are definitely playing. And then also fishing hardcover. I love fishing brush piles this time of year. Stumps. I've been doing good around some stump rows. And then just little hard spots in the grass, little bare spots where fish can pull up and feed, pull out. Those have been really good as well for catching some good fish. As far as the grass still goes, catching some on the edge of the mats on Topwater, catching some kind of off them, throwing Texas rigs, throwing Nico rigs, stuff like that, chatterbaits, jerk baits as well, kind of fishing where the grass grows and makes a hard edge. And really, so for the hardcover deal, some of these stump rows I've been fishing, I've been throwing some of the hardcore cranks. That's the Ghost Pearl Shad. That's the square bill. I've actually been throwing this color in this crankbait. That's the medium dive in MR60. So I've been throwing that Ghost Pearl Shad and that MR60. I've been catching several fish on it. Throwing it around grass and also around stumps. That's kind of something not a whole lot of people have been doing lately, and I've been catching some nice fish doing that. As far as the Topwater deal goes, the Yozuri Pencil 110 has been key lately. Last year I caught them really good on the next size up, the 135. But this year the 110 is outfishing the 135 by far. And the reason is they're eating a lot of like minnows that are like 2 inches long. And that 135 is a great bait, but when they're eating little bait, you want to downsize a little bit. Throwing that on a 40-pound Yozuri braid. 7.2 medium heavy Witch Doctor Tackle Sermon Series rod, half glass, half graphite. When I'm fishing it around grass, that half graphite's really good for getting that fish in the boat, getting it out of the grass. But that glass allows for that fish to get that bait, and it's less likely to pull the hooks. Now listen, if you're fishing grass right now, you're going to lose some fish. It's just part of it. This grass is thick right now. It's the thickest it'll be all year in a lot of places. And if they bite you and get you down in there, you're just going to lose some. But you got to play the percentage game. If you're getting bites, at least you have the opportunity to catch them. Other baits that have been working, I've been throwing, like I said, that pencil. Also been throwing got rods falling everywhere. Also been throwing the hardcore popper. I got this on mono right now. I need to actually go to braid because I have lost a few fish lately. Same setup pretty much with the rod. I got this one on a 610 medium heavy, but the 7.2 medium heavy is really good as well. And that's in the Sermon series. But same deal, that hardcore popper is a staple this time of year. August and September, I will always have that bait tied on, and I typically catch some really good fish on it. And a lot of my big fish lately have came on that. Just the same deal. I'm finding either shallow bare spots in the grass where there's a lot of grass around it, and I'm throwing out these specific casts, or I'm just throwing down, a line of grass. And taking those two baits, those two topwater baits, that hardcore popper and that Yozuri 110 pencil popper, just throwing it around the grass and having some great success with that. It's been good first thing in the morning, but it's also been good like middle of the day, about 12, 1 o'clock. It's been pretty good. Catching a few on a whopper plopper as well. That's definitely something else you can cover a lot of water with. Other baits that I've been using to cover water with in the grass is the good old jackhammer chatterbait. Got a little prototype trailer on there. I'm excited to kind of show y'all here once we get it going. But that's going to be a Fishco bait. So chatterbait's been good. I'm not catching a ton on it, but a couple key fish throughout the day. You know, I'll pick it up when it gets really windy or something, and I might pick up an extra fish or two. And the deal with the grass, like I said, get on them grass edges where it's close to a grass mat or the grass is really tall with the top water, or you can scoot out to where that grass kind of grows and makes a good hard edge and throw the drop shots that are, not the drop shots, the Nico rigs, the Texas rigs. You probably could throw a drop shot as well, but really throwing, more soft plastics. But another bait that's been really good is the jerk bait. Throwing that on grass edges anywhere from like 4 to 8 foot of water. And that's the Yozuri 110 jerk bait. And that color right there is a killer, that white one. I know y'all have heard me talk about it a lot. Throwing that on T7 fluorocarbon, 14 pound. And pretty much just throwing that around grass, jerking it down in it and snapping it loose. Caught some solid fish on it lately, catching a bunch of numbers on it as well. Still, I always have a drop shot tied on. I like to throw a drop shot a lot. Catch a lot of fish on it, catch a lot of big fish. Still throwing that peanut butter and jelly color a lot. I've been throwing the 4 and the 6 inch has actually been really good too. That's that Fishco worm. And that 6 inch has been actually just as good, but throwing it around, 10 pound Yozuri braid, 10 pound Yozuri T7 fluorocarbon leader. Got a 1/4 ounce weight, and that 1/4 ounce weight just allows me to be super versatile. If I want to throw it on a ledge, I can. If I want to throw it around some brush, I can. If I want to throw it up shallow around some grass, I can. Always a bait that I'll have on my deck. What else? Last but not least, been throwing the 8-inch Fishco finesse worm around as well. 3/32 nail weight shoved in the end of it. And that's that green pumpkin blue swirl. You can tell this thing's been chewed up. Throwing it around grass a lot, throwing it out deep some. It's another one of the baits I keep on deck. I have a ton of confidence in it. And you talk about a big fish bait. You catch a lot of fish, but man, I catch some really nice fish on that. 7.2 medium heavy, Witch Doctor Tackle Shaman Series rod. This is a super lightweight rod, super sensitive. So y'all be sure to check them out. And that's pretty much it. We're getting a bunch of rain right now. I think, these fish should start to really feed up. Other bites that are going to be going on right now, and I just haven't had a ton of time to check them out. The punching bite should be really picking up. The grass is setting up really good, especially upriver, from Dayton and even north of Dayton. There's some really good grass setting up. The mid-lake right now doesn't have a lot of grass. It seems like they sprayed south of 60 Bridge. There was a lot of good grass, and I don't know who sprayed it, but somebody definitely sprayed it, killed a lot of the really good grass, which is a shame because that's a lot of really good fishing through there that I love to fish. But that mid region from like Saudi to 60 Bridge is pretty barren right now. Not saying there isn't any, but there's not much, not compared to what there usually is. But you get down around like Skull Island, down around Chester Frost, Harrison Bay, there's still some grass to be found and some good fishing to be had. If you like that end of the lake, there's plenty of good fishing to be had down there. But that's kind of what I've been doing lately. Going forward, definitely going to experiment a little bit more with the punching deal. The topwater bite should last for several months. And then just kind of rotating. I'm slowing down with the soft plastics. Another thing I've been doing too, I don't have one rigged up right here, but taking like the same Fishco 8-inch worm, putting it on a Texas rig, like a small Texas rig with like a 16th ounce or an 1/8 ounce weight, and just making it a little bit more weedless, throwing it in the grass, dragging it out. That's been a good thing to do as well. And that's been with the 8-inch and the 6-inch as well. Fishco worms. That's pretty much it. I want to try to get to y'all's comments next week, so y'all be sure to drop them. I'll probably answer some comments from the last few videos. But appreciate all the support. Good luck on the water, and I'll catch y'all next time, guys. Thank you.